Hello, honorable members of the clan. So guys, somebody asked me, okay, there are two questions that I'm going to answer in this video today. Somebody asked me, what is this honorable members of the clan? Okay, I can explain. So this YouTube channel, it is about a trial that we are following of a soccer star that was unalived about now 11 years ago, Senzo Meyiwa. So as a group of South Africans who truly believe that our criminal justice system, it is questionable. Secondly, it looks like even our judiciary might be compromised, and as a result of that, we are fighting tooth and nail to get things on the right track when it comes to our criminal justice system. Now, let me explain about our criminal justice system, how it seemingly looks like today. It seems like our police are so inept with the work that they actually chose to do, to a point where investigations, I don't know if they don't know or they have no capacity, or nobody knows what exactly is going on and what exactly they get taught at a police academy. Because when it comes to criminal investigation, as a person who has experienced crime in this country, not once any of my criminal complaints have been successfully resolved. Instead, 2 days later, I will get an SMS, get told that, well, we are closing this case due to insufficient evidence. And yet, the evidence is clear in the affected area where you were robbed. Like, they broke into my house. Clearly, these people did not use any gloves because you could literally see fingerprints. And then they came with that dust, I don't know, the black dust, and they take it, they're lifting fingerprints. And then they will say, oh, your surface is too oily, so we couldn't lift any fingerprints. But that's not the point. I'm just trying to tell you my side of experience when it comes to criminal investigation in this country. It seems like with this particular case, because it was embarrassing the government and its inept police force, they decided to say, we need to pin this on people that look like the people of South Africa will buy this story. And as a result, they went and collected 5 men who now today stand accused of unaliving Senzo Meyiwa. And we are saying, nah, they are not. You know why we're saying they are not? Because when Senzo Meyiwa was unalived in his girlfriend's home in Vosloorus, he was with 7 other people in the house. 7 other people in the house, and none of them, their story, it is the same. And also there was a DNA, samples that were sent, and the results came and said none of these 5 men that stand accused of unaliving Senzo Meyiwa were present in the house, including the cell phone records show that in as much as some of them were in Vosloorus, but they were nowhere near the crime scene. As a matter of fact, at the time that Senzo Meyiwa was unalived, they were long gone back into the Johannesburg CBD where they lived, some of them, and some of them lived in George Koch Hostel. So now in 2020, they round up these 5 people, and we believe that they wanted this matter to be resolved because at that time we were all locked in and all that stuff. And they thought that this matter will just be done with as quickly as possible, and then they announced that, oh, the 5 people that unalived Senzo Meyiwa were caught, prosecuted, and now they are convicted. Some of these people, I think 3 of them are serving hefty sentences. 2 of them are saved. 1 is serving 6 life imprisonment for crimes that he was found guilty for. And I think he also admits them. And then the second guy as well, I think that's accused number 5, and I'm going to accuse number 4, who's also serving a life sentence for his own crimes. And then there's accused number 3, who's also serving, I think, a 15-year prison for being a taxi hitman or some sort. And so they took them because already they got these that record that if they sell these 3 to South Africans, we are going to buy the story. Now, where they went wrong is the 2 gentlemen, accused number 1 and accused number 2. Accused number 2 in particular was working at a mine in, I think, I forgot the name of the mine, in Northwest. Never been involved in criminal activities before, but he was painted to be the guy that actually was in the house where the soccer star was unalived. And secondly, the people that were in the house described him to having had a gold tooth in his mouth. He was taken to a dentist during the investigation, and the dentist came and testified and said this gentleman never had a gold tooth in his life. So now you begin to see that something isn't right with our investigators. It looks like they go now on the street, they look at a person, profile them and say, yeah, if we take this guy and he looks this particular way, we can sell that this is the perpetrator. So that is what this entire channel is about, is to speak on and letting those that are in power that we are not stupid, we can see right through them. So that is why this channel is here. And as a result of that, I managed to collect like-minded people that came to the channel, and we all think alike, we all suspect the same thing, and we all see the same thing, and we all hear the same thing, and we have the same questions. And as a result, we became the Honorable Clan. And now, because also I also love my country, I love the people of my country of all races, ages, you name it, I couldn't care less who you are. As long as you're South African, I am in love with you, and I hope you would be in love with me too. On that level. Okay, so as a result of that, I also come on here and I will speak on other issues that are bothering me as a South African citizen, whether that is crime, a crime, especially those that are imported, coming with people that are not even supposed to be here. Do you know that some of these people that are in this country illegally, they used to be child soldiers? Why do you think suddenly we have cash in transit heists? Why do you think now there are kidnappings in our country? You and I, as South African citizens, we know South African crimes. We know them. And in most cases, South African crimes don't involve like heinous violence. I know some of you will be like, oh, but that's not true. Yeah, it's not true, because now we have people who pretend to be South African citizens simply because in their country up north, they speak almost the same languages as us. And then you would just assume that, oh, because I heard it's Zulu, and therefore it's a South African citizen, when it's actually not. I am not going to excuse any South Africans that do crime, because there are South Africans that do crime. But we know our crimes. All of them. Kidnapping was never our thing. Taking children from their communities and bring them into brothels and then drug them, make them addicted to drugs, that's not our crime. White powder is not our crime. We've never, ever did things like that. The destruction of our infrastructure because some scrap yard wants to buy those railway lines. We've always had railway lines. We've always had copper. We knew copper since. And you never saw us going and digging out copper so that we can sell them to the scrapyard. And if you look at the owners of the scrapyards, they're not South Africans. And you have to ask yourself, how did they even open a scrapyard to begin with? Because if you're a foreign national and you want to come to our country and open a business, the business visa requires that you need to have 5 million rand in your bank account to invest in the South African economy. But they don't. And now we are having the destruction of our infrastructure, and our government pretends to be shocked. Oh, I'm shocked. I was going to my home in Shawelo, and as I was passing, I was embarrassed. And then he shows his hand why he's embarrassed, because of the G20. And then we'll have a mayor that says, oh, we have already identified routes for our guests. What about us? What about us? We've been screaming on top of our lungs forever. This road is not conducible for us to use to go to work, to go to school, to go to town. Deaf ears. You know, I went to Cape Town sometimes I don't like going to Cape Town, honest. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You know, A Tale of Two Cities. Okay, the story of the real book might be different, but the title, when you go to Cape Town and you're living in Johannesburg, the moment the plane begins to descend, Let alone when you get out of the airport and then you are traveling into the city, in as much as there are shacks and what have you else. For some reason, they look so well put together. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. What I'm saying is the lack of embarrassment as a South African when you are there. It is a breath of fresh air, especially once you get into the city. You would think some of us who has traveled out of South Africa before, and you go into a city, whether that is in Europe or South America or Asia, the cleanliness, the beauty, the sense of, those of you who grew up in Johannesburg know what I'm talking about. That sense of, you are able to walk at night, going to do some window shopping. There are some of you guys that I am having beautiful experiences with in the comment section. You are telling me your own experiences about the city of Johannesburg. How your parents used to take you to the city of Johannesburg at night and you would do window shop. I remember my mom, because she worked, especially towards the Christmas time. She did not have the time to take us to town during the day because she was at work. The only time she was able to take us to town, we would literally walk from Hillbrow down to Johannesburg City. And then remember those displays? When you do window shopping, the lights that look golden and crisp, and they make the clothes look so beautiful, and at the same time you have the sense of, I don't know if it was illusion, delusion, or just feeling, that feeling, that is always Cape Town for me when I go there, and I'm thinking, what? Cape Town is in South Africa, for crying out loud. And then you have people who want to change that goodness that is happening in Cape Town. Yes, it's led by the DA, so fucking what? It's working. It's working. Because the moment you put an ANC person as a mayor there, within 24 hours, it's not just going to be human shit that's going to hit the fan there. Because we already seen with the city of Joburg, not only the city of Joburg, eThekwini, Nelspruit, all over South Africa, where they are the leaders. Guys, the second question that I was asked was, what is leadership to you, Clanters? I was like, okay, that's a question. It caught me off guard. Like I said, guys, I am having such wonderful engagement in my comment section. I'm sorry that I'm not responding to all of you. I am reading though, because sometimes when my comment section gets saturated with comments, for some reason I can't respond to them. So I'm not ignoring you, but I will read, and I will try to tap on the heart just to show you that I actually read it. Please don't feel like I'm unresponsive. It's just, I don't know what's happening there. However, I came across a question that, what is my thought on leadership? And I was like, this is a great question, but I don't know how to answer. It could be subjective as well, but to me, I've got 7 points that I put down. The first one, a leader is not self-appointed. I don't stand up and appoint myself and say, I am going to be your leader. That's not a leader. And the worst part is a leader that I want you to always put this in the back of your mind. I am a constitutionalist. I believe I'm a constitutionalist. I'm not going to say I am a Democrat, because I have my own, how do I put this? My own convictions about the principles of democracy, which sometimes get used against the people, especially the will of the people. So now, in a political establishment, this is how a leader gets elected. A leader in political parties come in 2 ways, or sometimes even 3 ways. They either stand up and raise their hand and say, I believe that I am capable to take on this position. And then the second one is the one that is emerged from the floor, because the people, remember, in a democracy, especially, in a democracy, it's the will of the people that reigns supreme. So a person gets emerged from the floor, and then the people in the whether in the gathering or in a conference, whatever, then they say, we believe that Clancis Dumagute will do a better job as the president or as the chief or as the manager or whatever the leadership position might be. And then the third one is the one where criminal minds, people that see an opportunity for them to eat, and they go to a corrupt person that they know, that if they go to them, number one, they are not that well known. If they are known, they are not well upstairs. Or maybe educationally, they ran away from school when they were supposed to have been at school. And they know that if we go to this individual, we will get what we want. All we do is present our case to him or her and say, hey, we think that you will make a good leader. And we will, inside the gathering, we will emerge you as the president or whatever the case might be. But once you are there, make sure that the contracts, the tenders, this and that comes to us as payment. And don't worry, you will get kickback, because as a leader sitting up there, you're not allowed to be earning these monies that we will be getting from you. So the corrupt element, that's the third one that gets emerged. So now me, which one do I believe in of the three? It's the second one. Because I believe that a leader is seen by the people. In your community, as I speak right now, you probably, as you're listening to me, you already in your head see people that show leadership. And a person that shows leadership is not a person that sits wait. It's a person that actually gets up and is the first in the front line. First in the front line. So when the people know that individual, they emerge that person because they trust that this person is going to serve us. Secondly, a leader, in my belief, comes last. And I'm going to give an example. Probably this example might be unfair to some people, but because I was brought up by a single mother and I've observed her, sometimes it used to break my heart. A single mother will cook for her children, and then she dishes up for them, and then she pretends to be folding laundry, pretend to be doing something, maybe taking a bath, and her bath will be long while her children ate. And when the children have finished eating and they enjoy the meal, they will go to mom and say, Mom, can I have seconds? And mom will come back and dish up seconds for them. Has she eaten? No. Chances are, those seconds that her children had gone to get, that was her meal. Meaning, she would go to bed hungry. That is a leader. A leader is not in the front of the line when it's dishing up time. A leader will stand at the back, pretend to be having conversations and making sure all his or her people have gotten what they need. And if they are leftovers, whether they are crumbs, or that's when he or she goes and have their turn. A leader, to me, is the last person to go to bed at night. When he or she stands, whether that is a premium's mansion or Stayhays, or wherever leaders stay in South Africa, and they stand there by the window and look around, and as they see home lights getting switched off, up until the last house to switch off their light, is when a leader now goes to bed. And when he or she goes to bed, they don't sleep to snore. They sleep with one eye open, because if anything that seems to come to jeopardize Whatever it is that he's leading, he's the first or she's the first to respond. Not dragged out of your bed. And a leader keeps his community that he leads on the loop. Any little thing that happens. These days we have social media. We have media. Mainstream media. You call them. And then you address your people. Let them know what is happening. What are the solutions? What can they also do for their country? Not only the leader, as well as, because it's a relationship that you have together. Communication. So no leader that is emerged has appointed themselves. You don't appoint yourself. You don't look at yourself and say, yeah, I can do this. The moment I hear somebody say, I can, I'm sorry, I'm already doubting you. I'm questioning. I'm going to be even going in your background as well. But the one that is emerged from the floor is the one that I will respect. Because somewhere, somehow, there is some divineness in that. You should look at the people that are leading you and see their attributes. If there are anything that I have said, and I have seen people that are born to be leaders. So now it comes to the question of, is a leader born? Is it nature or nurture? I believe in the nature part, because the nurture part, there are some people who may have planted some awful seeds. They may be good, but there will be those that will say, hey, listen, as a leader as well, try not to always follow the law. They will tell you that. And when they are in there and times are tough, then that advice will ring. For example, a leader that is emerged by the people holds the position they hold with respect, honor, and responsibility. That if they are accused of something, or maybe they miscalculated in their duty that almost harmed the people they lead, guess what they do? They resign. They step down. To do what? To protect the integrity of the office they hold. That's what they do. They protect the integrity of the office they hold. That is why I don't look at an individual who is in a position of power. I am most worried about the office, its reputation, its integrity, its honor, and its responsibilities. That's what I look at. I know some people are like, oh, Cyril Ramaphosa. Hey. I see Cyril, obviously an office needs to have a warm body. He is insignificant to me. It's the office that he holds, because it comes with power and responsibilities. And if he messes up, he needs to protect those elements. Not hold until you are dragged, screaming and kicking out of that position. You are not a leader. You are not a leader. A natural born leader knows also their time is up. You don't keep, I'm running for re-elections. You know what I believe? A true leader does not go and campaign when it's time for change. If they have served for one term, they let their work campaign for them. And I'll give you an example. Yes, this example might be controversial. Rwanda, Kigama. They went on a referendum. Okay, yes, there were some things that were concerning, but they went on a referendum and the people of Rwanda said, we want him back. Even though principles of democracy say no. Right? You let your work speak for itself. That's what will campaign you and get you re-elected. That is a born leader. Because you put your people first. You don't come first as a leader. You are number last, right there at the tail end of the queue. You don't even join the queue. You still stand outside of the queue and make sure that everybody that is inside goes for seconds, go for third. And we all know in some instances, people would take more than they're supposed to. If there's nothing left, you are a leader. You have to sacrifice. Go to bed hungry. As long as your people, they got food in their bellies, water that is digesting the food. That's all that matters. So that is what I think what a leader is. And I'm going to leave it right here because once again, I'm using a camera, so it gives you 30 minutes to talk. Not that it's space, but I'm also running out of that time. Other than that, guys, I want to say thank you all, and you are warmly welcome to my YouTube channel. Those of you are here for the first time. I hope you now understand as well that when you see me come here and you're hearing me talking about a trial that is happening in the North Gauteng High Court, which is Pretoria High Court, you must know that is the whole purpose of this channel. But also now I'm going to be talking about issues that are affecting us as South African citizens. So please, thank you again, those of you who are super thanking the channel. Thank you guys so very much. The donations, they mean absolutely everything to me. If you still want to throw in, I don't care how much it is, could be I don't know, whatever it is that you feel you want to donate, go ahead, it's all good. These donations, by the way, they help this channel to get more equipment as well as, you know, get things going. Other than that, guys, I am running out of time. Please don't leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Once again, thank you for the super thanks. I highly appreciate you so much. And let's see each other in my next video. Hey, you are welcome to that. I don't know, whatever it is that you have in your mind, you can leave as a question. There are some things that I'm convicted about, that I have convictions of, and there are some that I don't. So they're just, yeah, that's just me. We'll get to know each other as we move along. I'll see you next time in the new video. Goodbye.